Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. Had I end up alone? I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect.
Wagwan people, Lumini here, back here on another episode of the FWA Local to Global here on my channel. Now we come to you post battle bracket, which I have to say overall was a pretty big success. We only had one show that was kind of lacking towards the back a little bit, being our March show. The rest were close to 50 or 50 plus, so I would say overall pretty big success for those. So yeah, definitely can't complain about those. But now we're kind of back into decision mode. We've got a lot of decisions to be made for moving forward in the future, and I've been trying to kind of work out what exactly it is I want to do and how I want to go about it. But just before we get into that, I have got the new picture packs and the new border packs that have come out. They are on the TWDB website, I believe, so if you want those, go over there and you'll find all of these. So you'll notice a couple of new pictures with the new borders and stuff like that, just so that's not too confusing. But yeah, so it's decision time really. We have already made the decision to release a couple of the people that we brought in for the tag team tournament. So Elijah will be going. We'll be letting go of Crowbar as well. Stevie James will be going. And I believe that's it for the time being. The decisions really come in the form of the Charlie Sterling situation, because obviously we did re-sign Charlie Sterling. We did re-sign him until September. Now, we know that Nick Riley has got a guaranteed title shot coming up. His contract also expires next month, and we also have to have Charlie Sterling and Nick Riley around because we need to decide who our tag team champions are going to be, as the Hunters and the Hunter Brothers and Smoking Aces didn't actually come to a decisive conclusion in the battle bracket. So that is something that needs to be decided still as well. So I think Nick Riley is probably going to have to be re-signed. He is looking at wanting 140 per show. So again, it's more than I'm happy to keep on the books, but for the sake of the story, I would do it. But we're going to leave it till closer to the expiration anyway. I did have an idea to give Nick Riley's title shot that he earned by pinning Amari to Charlie Sterling, and have Charlie Sterling and Amari revive their mini rivalry that they had. However, I don't know necessarily if there's any point in doing that, considering we know that Charlie Sterling is expiring, and when I went on to check if we could add any time to it, he has now gone up to wanting 210 per show, which I am just simply not willing to pay that much for Charlie Sterling. So at the moment, he's definitely going to be in a world title picture. We still have him in the tag title picture, which obviously we need to make a decision on who we want to win, basically, out of those. But we're not going to have him factor into the world title division, or the undisputed title division, should I say. So yeah, that's probably going to see Charlie Sterling on his way out of the company. He is 34. Like I said, he's great, and I absolutely love him. His popularity is great for the British Isles. His skills are great, but it's going to be a big hit, to be honest, because these two are probably two of our best at the moment that we have. But for what we're trying to do money-wise, I just don't think it's going to work, giving them even bigger contracts, considering we need to try and whittle down our contracts a bit more to make things a little bit more sustainable, to kind of get that money back round. So it is a bit of a tough one, to be honest, as to what it is that we do going forward. There's a huge pool of talent that are available to sign right now, because obviously Rev Pro and Progress have both gone out of business. Now the Bryan brothers are ones that I'm very tempted to bring in because, actually Xander Bryant's now based in Northern England. He was based in Southern England before, so he's moved. Will Craven is one that I'm very tempted to bring in because he's only 80 and based in Southern England. He's not amazing, but he's got good stats all round and very good popularity for Southern England. So I think he could do a decent job for us. I mean, like, his technical is 46, but his aerial 60, flashiness 63. Got decent stats all round. Consistency is decent as well. So he could potentially come in as a ready-made replacement for Nick Riley in our cruiserweight division. There was one of the Bryants that was Nino Bryant. I could bring in because he's based in the Midlands, and Leyland Bryant, he is based in Southern England, so we wouldn't have to pay anything on top of him coming in. So I may bring in Leyland and Nino and then leave Xander for now, just because he's based further away basically. I don't know, is Xander maybe the more popular of them? So it's 16, 22. Actually Leyland is pretty popular in himself. Leyland is actually arguably the better of the Bryant brothers, so I think that's what I want to do. I think I also would like to bring in Cameron Kai. He's currently only 40 per show, based in Southern England as well, and he's got very good aerial flashiness as well as good fundamentals. Besides from his consistency is a little bit suspect. Not the most popular, but got decent enough popularity that I think we could build him. The thing I'm really struggling with right now is finding heavyweights that are, one, affordable, and two, kind of ready to come in and do an immediate job for us, because there's the likes of Ethan Allen that are available, but he is currently 200 per show and based in Northern England, so it's 250 overall for him. Michael Waku is only working for North now, so he is available, but again 800 for him. There was Luke Jacobs, but he's 800, not currently working for anyone. So it's kind of that thing of, there's a lot of talent available to us, but not a lot of kind of affordability, I would say. I was gonna bring in Andy Quildamp for a while. Obviously I believe he's the former owner of Rev Pro. I think that's the case. But he has got the selfish personality type, which means he naturally brings negativity to the backstage, and also his play-by-play, which I was going to bring him in for, is only 35, so it kind of doesn't feel worth it. So I'd say we've got decent looking signings for the cruiserweight division to bolster the cruiserweight division, but the heavyweight division right now I'm struggling with a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I don't think I'll make these signings right now, but I definitely will be bringing in Cameron Kai. I definitely will be bringing in Will Craven, and probably the two Xander brothers as well. I'm not sure as of yet if Nino and Leyland will go into a tag team, or whether they'll go into the cruiserweight division separately. So that's something to think about as well. It might be smart to bring them in as a tag team initially, considering we're also making 2 more signings. It's really frustrating that there are so many talents available right now. Like, it couldn't be a better time for us to be going out and trying to pick up talents, but we just can't afford them. Brendan White is one that I'm very tempted by because he is based in Southern England, only 130. He could be a decent replacement for the likes of Charlie Sterling in the heavyweight division because he has got good all-round stats. So we could potentially bite the bullet on that, just because obviously we're not planning on giving the renewal to Charlie Sterling. But that's another thing to think about potentially. Obviously we are going to be bringing in 4 other talents as well, so we're basically going to be using up that money. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one right now. I'm not really sure 100% how we progress forward. I'd like, ideally, a couple of these guys to move closer. Jay Joshua could be one as well, because I believe he'd be covered by our spillover, so he would only cost us 120. We also have to book in our next Ascension show. I currently have it down for the 4th. Like I said before, actually we'll probably just leave it there. Like I said before, not a lot of competition now in terms of booking, so we don't really have to worry about that too much. Have pre-booked some matches as well, which we've got like the likes of Zosiah and Leon Cage that's been booked for ages. Amari versus Charles Crowley, so obviously Charles Crowley did pin Amari as well in the Battle Bracket tournament, the tag team tournament. And then Hunter Brothers versus the Smoking Aces, getting their rematch from Battle Bracket, and also hoping to be a decisive title match. But yeah, you can see I was checking this out earlier. I have the breakdown of what it actually costs for everybody. I have my own tracking system. So Charlie Sterling currently is costing us 230, which is why we just actually can't afford him going up to 210. Because if he does go up to 210 plus the 50 travel, that's 260, which is way too close to 300. So Zai's on 150 at the moment. Looking Sharp on 120. We could do with Looking Sharp moving, but again, it's one of those things. Lee Hunter and Kenny Williams are both on 110. Nick Riley's on 100. So, no, sorry, Laura DiMatteo's on 100. Nick Riley on 80. I may even think about letting Levi Muir go, because he's on the 80 at the moment, and he just isn't really justifying it, I would say. But that's another conversation to have down the line. We will have Joe Lando coming back at some point as well from his injury. So he's another one to factor in to that cruiserweight division if we are making signings there as well. So there's a lot going on in terms of contracts and how we need to proceed forward. Obviously, June Lee is also going to be leaving us as well, because she is now expecting to be paid $400 a show, which is there's not a single chance I'm paying someone with 1 year of experience who's currently a young lion $400 a show, when my top stars aren't even getting that. But yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm going to skip forward a little bit before we make any decisions. We need to probably make a decision sooner rather than later about what we're going to do with Nick Riley, whether we're going to keep him around or not post the Ascension show. So yeah, there's kind of a lot of decisions to be made, which I haven't made any. Alright, a couple of things coming back here. What have we got email wise? Defy have made an offer to Johnny Gargano. Pac touring contract offer, same with Sami Zayn. Callum Newman has had his contract extended by NJPW, which I can't say is something again that I'm necessarily surprised about. Now, this is another interesting one for me, because obviously our women's division does need a lot of backup, I would say. Let's take a look at just our... But Sky Smithson isn't necessarily someone that I would say I see as big competition. Like, she's pulling in 39. What about in a 1v1? She pulled in a 40 against Chantel Jordan. 38 in that match. Like, it's relatively decent, but I wouldn't say it's anything to kind of write home about. She's always around the 40 mark. 37 in that one. So I guess we could take, she only wants 90 per show. She's based in Southern England, so I think we will offer her another contract, but maybe make it 9 months. She can. What is she currently on for us? Actually, she's currently on 80, so it's only plus 10, and it's a body in our women's division. So I think we will keep her around if she's happy to sign that contract. What is this that we've got here? Oh, these are the contracts we're offering for the people that we're letting go. So the 1 month contracts. Crowbar, Elijah, Stevie James. Stevie James wasn't too bad. Elijah. Oh, I actually have already offered Will Craven a contract. When did I do that? I don't remember offering Will Craven a contract, but apparently I have. So a couple of things coming through there. Right, 45 UK in the whole at the moment. Something I was also looking at, not this, it was this, was we could potentially join a couple alliances right now. So we could join independent TV potentially. I think we can join the National Wrestling Alliance as well. I don't necessarily know if it's something I want to do. The reason I was tempted by independent TV is because they do have Deadlock Pro in theirs, and obviously Deadlock Pro have Valkyrie, but I don't think, even if we were going to go for a loan, that necessarily it would help us. I mean, does it hurt to join? Oh, I don't meet the requirements apparently. What requirements? Oh, it's only American and Canadian companies. So never mind, we can't join them anyway because they don't want us, basically. More emails, and I think the Will Craven contract coming back through here, which it is. He'll want to come in as a heel, which is fine, we can deal with that. We've received 80, which isn't too bad. He obviously is based in Southern England as well, so no travel needed on that. So we will have a new talent coming in the form of Will Craven, which is always nice to bring in new talents. We'll need to add him to our database basically, but yeah, another decent worker. I think like our cruiserweight division is really strong. I don't know, maybe we move a couple guys, see if a couple guys will move up. That could be an idea, but again, it's not necessarily guaranteed. Like, we got lucky with Kenny Williams being ready to move up and putting the weight on to move up to heavyweight. I don't know if everybody would be willing to do that. We do have David Francisco as well. He's going to be sticking around because I actually did like his performances that he brought, so he'll be sticking around for a little while. I think I'm going to offer Levi Muir a deal to take him out of here, just because I don't think at the moment he's justifying what he is being paid, basically. And if we've got other guys coming in, which we obviously do want to have, I think having people like Levi Muir around that aren't really doing anything, like I had the story with him and Omari, I don't really have a way to take it forward any further. I was debating whether we just got rid of it or not, but I haven't done that just yet. But I think it's pointless just to keep him around for the sake of having him, so I think we'll probably just let him go for now. Sky Smithson's deal ready to be signed, so she will be staying with us. Charles Crowley has gone from tone to muscular, so that should help his star quality a little bit. We do have Levi Muir's contract coming in, which we will accept. I am going to go through and see if we can get any shape changes from anybody, see if anybody else is willing to move closer, but I will let you guys know if we get anyone, not show you the whole process. So we have asked Randall Robinson to lose some weight, and he has actually agreed to do that. He can't become any more muscular because he's just done it. So he's currently toned at 306 pounds. We'll have to see what he ends up being at. And that was it, only Randall Robinson. Nobody wants to move, nobody wants to get in better shape, so we keep going forward. A bunch of emails here. Choco Pro have declared bankruptcy, so that's another company out of business. So that's a 3 or 4 now companies that have gone out of business already in this save. Got a bunch of people joining on touring contracts. Joe Lando has returned to the company, which is nice to see after he broke his neck, so we will definitely try and get something going for Joe. Nick Riley's contract is coming to an end now, so we need to make a decision on that. And James Drake has agreed to an extension, with North declaring bankruptcy. So the final UK full-time company is gone. So that leaves just us, I believe, and Eve, I think, is the only other company that's currently left in the UK. So TNT as well in Northern England. But yeah, besides that, only it started with I think 6, now only 3 remaining. It's not looking great. You can see the economy is falling. It's currently at average. Same with the wrestling industry. It's currently falling. So we're kind of trying to hope that turns around at some point. Let's take a look at the other regions and see how it's going for them as well. It's falling in the US as well. Canada is very strong. Strong in Mexico. Below average in Japan and falling. Europe is very strong. Below average in Australia and India. So yeah, we're slightly better off than Japan, but still struggling at the moment. It's definitely interesting right now being part of the UK scene, because we're trying to be the revival, but at the minute we might not be reviving ourselves. So Nick Riley, interesting one to do here. He's now gone up to wanting 160, which has risen from the last time that we looked at it. We obviously do want him for at least one more match, I would say. Ideally 2. I don't really want to pay 160 for the long term, so I'm not going to offer a year. I think what I'm going to offer for the idea that I have is maybe a 6 month to get him to basically the end of the year and then go from there. But he will only probably stick around for as long as Charlie Sterling has on his contract, so we will offer him the 160. Again, I'm not overly happy about it, but I'd rather just get it done so that we can at least get the storyline we've got with the tag belts wrapped up before we have to move on from that. So yeah, we'll offer him a temporary 6 month deal. Just swallow the 160 for now and hope it doesn't impact too much, and then make our decision going forward from there. So Nick Riley's contract will be accepted. 6 month deal for him. You have to excuse me. There is a sound in the background, some arsehole revving a motorbike somewhere. So if that's annoying, I apologise. So in terms of night off, who should be? Is there anyone we decisively don't need on the card today? I might give. No, because he's part of our booking team, isn't he? David Rain. Yeah, he is, but he's annoyed by the fact that he keeps not getting used. Elijah can be given the night off, because he won't be getting used until his contract expires. I was meant to give him the one appearance thing as well, but I forgot to give him that one. June Lee can have the night off. She won't be appearing today. Then Crowbar. Levi Muir, I think I will give him an appearance tonight. Maybe not in a match, but he will be in the building at least. Stevie James can get the night off. I think everybody else we want in right now, so that will be all we do with that. We are expecting 107 fans in the building today, which is nice to see. I am almost tempted to start picking an actual venue. But I don't. How do you set it to? It's in London. I don't really want to pick a venue that's in London. Plus, it will cost us 150, so it probably just isn't actually worth it. So I think we'll stick with generic for now. No pre-show incidents. That's fine. Booking team wise, this is Josh Bevan's last booking team meeting before he will be off to go on tour with his band. Let's spend some creative energy. I want to pick up a character idea so that we can try, and that is the last person I needed one for. So then we'll pick up a creative finish, likely to succeed, so we might use that tonight. But yeah, we did not need one for Laura Di Matteo. Will Craven came to you with an angle idea. That might be one that we use. Paul Robinson was brought before Wrestlers Court Randall Robinson was brought before Wrestlers Court accused of not joining in drinks. The judge, Paul Tracy, found him guilty and sentenced. I didn't even know we had one of those. LA Taylor lifted the locker room when she organised and then won a video game tournament. LA Taylor did training with Nick Riley. Levi Muir, Luke Sharp, Herman Christian, Joe Lando, Leon Cage, Yu Awada, Jim Hunter and Will Craven all did training as well. We will pop an Inspire for this one just because I don't want to affect anyone negatively, and that's it. Let's go and book the show out. Right, here we go. So this is the card that we're going to run with for this one. We've got Kenny Williams starting things off against Liu King Sharp on the pre-show. Then we have a 6-man tag match, Herman Christian, Ike Navarro and Joe Lando versus Levi Muir, who will be making his final appearance in this match, Randall Robinson and Yu Owada. We then have an angle, simply known as introducing, before we have Amari defending against Charles Crowley in our opener. We'll then see Golden Boy Francisco take on Will Cruz and Tate Mayfairs. Sky Smithson will get a title shot against Laura Di Matteo, followed by a cruiserweight title shot, Leon Cage versus Ozaya, and then another angle following that match. Then in our main event, it will be the Hunter Brothers versus the Smoking Aces for the FWA Tag Team Championships, and then a big announcement to end the show on the post-show. We did obviously have those guys that we gave the night off, but yeah, we do have one booking analysis warning, which is Amari is wrestling with a strained rotator cuff, but hopefully it won't be too much of a problem. So let's get into this card. So we have 108 people in for this Ascension, and in our opening bout we do get a 42 here, which is a good way to open the show. I did set this to lift the crowd, so I'm hoping that's, well, I'm not hoping, it is exactly what it did. Kenny Williams defeated Liu King Sharp in 7 minutes 34 with a swinging DDT. A nice 43 for Liu King Sharp and a 45 for Kenny Williams. Just wanted to get Kenny Williams on the card somewhere. I do have plans for him going forward, but I need to kind of iron out everything first. Oh, I forgot to put our banner back in for this pack, so I'll have to do that in a later episode because I'm not doing it now. Let's move on to the next. Falls down a little bit after that, which I'm not really too surprised. I probably should have put those matches the other way around, but I did want to have the lift in there. We do see Levi Muir, Randall Robinson and Yu Owada get the win over Herman Christian, Ike Navarro and Joe Lando when Yu Owada submitted Herman Christensen with the Boston Crab. So Joe Lando's first match, we obviously know he's going to be rusty, so that's why we're putting him in the pre-show. Did only get a 29 in this one, Ike Navarro with a 34, Herman Christensen with a 16, Yu Owada with a 43, Randall Robinson with a 14 and Levi Muir with a 36. I forgot that Cruiserweight Chase was going to advance to this one as well. You can see Herman Christensen was off his game, Randall Robinson was off his game. Nick Riley could have done a better job as a road agent apparently, which isn't great. Golden Boy Santos did good at ringside. Joe Lando's rusty like we said, and Yu Owada benefited from having public support, even though he's a heel. But let's get into the main card. And in our opening, we do have Will Craven making his first appearance in FWA. In an interview with Dave Rain, he wastes no time in setting his sights on becoming FWA Cruiserweight Champion and dares anyone to try and stop him from taking the title. His relentless gimmick has got an initial rating of very good, which is nice to see. Did struggle when going off script, which maybe I should have scripted it, but it's not that big of an issue. His angle idea was a success, and that was a bit of a gamble, so it's nice to see that come to a success, and it got the show off to a good start and got the crowd hotter. 37, not the best rating, but it's okay. And I hoped that this wouldn't happen, but it has happened. In a match with great heat and good wrestling, Amari has defeated Charles Crowley in 11 minutes 07 by pinfall with a fast roll-up. It was designed to tell a specific story, and Amari does make defense number 2. So the story that was going on in this one was that obviously Charles Crowley was dominating most of the match, targeting the injury of Amari, but Amari would then catch him. But you can see that the Injury, unfortunately, did drag it down quite a bit. Amari only getting a 25, but Charles Crowley still coming through with a 42. Did actually get the crowd hotter, so that's interesting to see. But we're going to have to try and work out something with Amari soon with the belt, whether we try and take it off him or whether we just persist with his injury. I don't think it's meant to be too long, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue, but let's move on to the next. Go, Manny, coming back at you here. I am taking over once again for commentary on a very, very big match. Undisputed British Heavyweight Championship on the line in this one, and you can see the champion has got significant damage to that arm. So, can challenger Charles Crowley take advantage of that and walk away as your new undisputed British Heavyweight Champion? That's what we're here to find out. Can Amari survive? It's been a while since we've seen this belt defended here in FWA, but now we'll waste no time in getting started. And Crowley is quick out the blocks with a tilt-a-whirl DDT, dropping the champion on his dome. Crowley now getting the champion back up to his feet, targeting the arm straight away, and that's exactly what we thought was going to happen. It's rumoured to be, I believe, a bicep or shoulder injury for Amari. Details not being confirmed, as the champion wishes to keep them quiet as he goes into this big title defence. But he is already on the back foot, as you can see, and Crowley is using all of his offence, hooking the arm there for the suplex, keeping the pressure on it. Big springboard splash body into the cover. But only a 1 count. Champion still has enough in the locker. Crowley, though, fully in control of this one, and now he's going for the takedown. Surprisingly going to the other arm for the triangle, not the injured one. Maybe trying to wear down both arms so that Amari has no hopes at hitting that finisher of his. Amari now trying to drag Crowley over to the corner. Does get him into it. Amari needs to try and put this away earlier. Scoop slam. You could see it was a bit slower than we usually would expect from the champion. Now calling Crowley to his feet. Amari going for that blockbuster and does hit it into a cover. You can see he's desperate to get this done. And there is a 2 count, but Crowley is still in this one. Now Crowley locking in the claw. Is he going to be able to put out the champion? Amari not able to use both those arms to push off into the cover. But no, Amari's just still got life in him and does survive. Now Amari taking control, but no, counter back by Crowley. Crowley using that arm for the whip again. You can see very intelligently now just dropping the champion on his abdomen and on that arm. And now some underhanded tactics coming in from the challenger here. Taking off the turnbuckle pad, maybe looking to use that, you would imagine, into the arm and shoulder of the champion, as both men now continue the fight on the outside. Crowley with a big slam into the hardest part of the ring. Now Crowley going for that flying forearm, but no, he's connected with the post, and Crowley may be out here as Amari is celebrating. Crowley struggling. Can he get back to his feet? The referee is at a count of 9. Can Crowley get back into the ring? Yes, he can, but he's going to get caught with a roll-up from the champion. What's going to happen here? 1, 2, and it's a 3 for the champion. He's stolen one, and that is a champion's resolve. Amari will retain. The next match comes out as a 45, which is nice to see, and about superb wrestling and good heat. Will Cruz and Tate Mayfair have defeated Golden Boy Francisco in 8 minutes 12 when Will Cruz pinned Golden Boy Santos with a Cruz driver. Golden Boy Santos was the weak link, and that is exactly why we had him take the pin, because I thought that would be the case. David Francisco got a 52 in this one, so definitely far and away above in his tag team the best wrestler. Golden Boy Santos got a 36, Tate Mayfair's getting a 49, and Will Cruz getting a 46. So I think since there's no bad chemistry, they will be getting put together as a tag team for the time being. I know it's heel versus heel, but it kind of just was the options that we had left available to book, basically, in terms of tag teams, which obviously we do need to fill out a bit more. So we do have a new tag team here. I don't know what we're going to do with this tag team, whether they're going to stay around. Golden Boy Santos isn't quite at the level that I thought he would be at the moment, only bringing in 36s, so he may be someone to evaluate. But David Francisco bringing in 52s is making me contemplate pushing him much harder towards the heavyweight title rather than the tag team division. The next match gets an absolutely incredible rating, a 58. I'm taking over again as we have another very important title defense. Challenger Sky Smithson with her new allies LA Taylor and Nightshade following her down to ringside, taking on the dominant champion Laura Di Matteo. Believe Di Matteo now is plus 300 days, over a year as our champion, so she is running the division right now. But Sky Smithson wants to be the one to take her down. We have seen a match between these two before, I believe, earlier in the battle bracket cycle. Smithson not able to walk away with the victory, but you can see here the strength advantage of Smithson. But the champion goes to the striking and a snap DDT to get things started off quick on the champion's side. Now the champion just going to try and dissect her challenger. We have seen her do this so regularly to her competition. Stomp to the back, 2 stomps to the back. She knows she needs to take away the power advantage of Smithson, but Smithson is also a very well-versed striker, as we see there. Now Smithson targeting the arm, showing that technical ability as well, going for the Kimura. Could she tap the champion here? But no, the champion managing to use those strikes to fight out of the position, which she has to watch on the outside. LA Taylor and Nightshade lurking, as that's what we saw there, distracted by the 2 women on the outside, but the challenger cannot take advantage. It's a bicycle knee, but she does recover, tries to go for a spear, but hopped over by the champion. Di Matteo is just so talented, and she's dropped the challenger down, and now trying to take that base out, trying to take that power out once again of her challenger. What are we going to see here? Di Matteo line it up. Referee, get the hell out the way, we can't see what's going on. I believe it was a submission attempt, and now a running knee from the challenger. She has broken the submission attempt and now trying to brutalize the champion. Elbows to the face, somewhat of disrespect being shown here by Smithson to the champion, just raking that elbow across the face, and now a big alley-oop dropping the champion down, and Smithson thinks she's got in the bag, but only a 1 count. Di Matteo with too much left still going into this match. Smithson now waiting for the champ to get to her feet. She's going to look to hit something here, putting her up to the top rope. Dangerous territory, but no, elbow back, and the champion has crawled down, and a massive lariat drops Smithson, and another one to follow, and a big side drop kick to the face. Di Matteo showing that she's got impressive striking offense herself. Di Matteo now just continuing on the strike offense. Now going to look to try and wrap this one up with a submission. Going to twist that arm and then capture the leg. Can she put it away? We know the technical prowess of the champion, but no, Smithson is equal to that at the moment. Countering with an impressive move to get the kicks to the face, but Smithson tries to go for the clothesline, gets caught with a double underhook, but no, she can't follow it up. Now Smithson, what is she going to go for here? Oh, planting the champion down on the mat. She may have this one finished up, and it looks like she's going to look to end this one, and she's going to hit that crossroads on the champion into the cover. But no, the champion's still alive in this one. We've seen Smithson wrap matches up with that one before, and now somewhat of unknown territory for Sky Smithson. She's climbing up to the top, going for the elbow drop, but no, she's missed it. And now Laura Di Matteo has got things back in her favour. Drop down. What we're going to see is a leapfrog, and it's a big kick to the side of the face. Di Matteo now going to the lower half once again of her challenger. She wants to take that base out, and the leg drop across the knee might just help her do that. And it looks like Di Matteo is smelling blood in the water on this one against her challenger. And there it is, the back cracker. 1, 2, what the hell? Somehow Smithson has survived in this one, but what is this down at ringside? Chantel Jordan has come out. We've seen LA Taylor and Nightshade get involved in this match once, and we know that Chantel Jordan has got a problem with these 3 women. They have cost her multiple matches now, and she's taking her frustrations out on LA Taylor. Nightshade looks like she's about to back her friend, but no, there's Sapphire Reed. Sapphire Reed down to ringside, now taking her furies out on Nightshade, another woman who has been cost by this trio. And you can see Sapphire Reed now gonna lead Nightshade to the back. You have to say it's somewhat surprising, or I was gonna say it's somewhat surprising to see Reed helping the champion. There's been tension between these two, and you can see by the face-to-face the tension remains as Smithson drops the champion. Smithson though, not going for the cover, feeling too confident. She thinks she has this one in the bag, whipping the champion off to the far side and dropping her with that big drop over the back. But the champion, she's a fighting champion. She won't lay down on ceremony. She will keep fighting. Smithson fighting at the corner, the takedown, the mount, and the palm strikes to the top of the head of the champion, just trying to wear her down, maybe even looking for a knockout at this point. Smithson now, she's trying to dissect the champion. She's tried multiple avenues, and she's going to go for those big lariats. 1, 2, and now catch her in the leg, and sweeping out the leg of the champion. Smithson has got all the momentum. Cover. But only a 2 count for Smithson against Di Matteo. Now, Di Matteo rallying. Big shots to the face, not able to drop the challenger, who has the size advantage. Another kick, not able to drop her, but the kitchen sink definitely will. That knee to the middle section, and the challenger is all at sea. She is stunned, dropped on her head, and now the champion going over. What is she going to look for here? It's the Rings of Saturn. She's going to go for the submission, and she's going to get it. Laura Di Matteo continues on as your FWA Women's Champion. Had superb wrestling in great heat. Laura Di Matteo has defeated Sky Smithson in 8 minutes 59, almost 9 minutes by pinfall with a backcracker. It was designed to tell a specific story. During the match we also saw Chantel Jordan distract Laura Di Matteo and Sapphire Reed distract Laura Di Matteo. Now I'll break that down as to what happened. I may even put highlights up. So Sky Smithson did have LA Taylor and Nightshade with her. They formed kind of a small unit, not an official one that we're going to make a faction of or anything, but they have this unofficial unit going together. Obviously we have seen Laura Di Matteo, Chantel Jordan and Sapphire Reed all band together to kind of take on this unit. So Chantel Jordan and Sapphire Reed would come out to ringside after LA Taylor and Nightshade were getting involved in the match and kind of take the fight to them, but that would take Laura Di Matteo's eye off the match. She almost got beaten by Sky Smithson, but did manage to reverse things and hit the backcracker to win the match inevitably. So another defense under her belt, and her legendary title run continues on. The next match is Leon Cage versus Zosiah, and Zosiah has walked away as the winner in this one, defeating Leon Cage in 10 minutes 34 by pinfall with a Death Valley driver. It's actually a pretty good performance from both men in this match, bringing in a 52, a 41 from Leon Cage, so not bad whatsoever. Zosiah getting a 57. And the Cruiserweight Chase has advanced and gained heat with this segment as well. I actually need to add Will Craven to this after this show as well, now that we've had him officially make his announcement. And this match got the crowd buzzing. That is then followed by Yu Owada blasting Zosiah as he was celebrating his title win and showing this new brutal attitude of Yu Owada and signifying that he does have the champion locked in his crosshairs right now, and again that has helped Cruiserweight Chase advance even more. Only a 37, but not too bad, I would say. And then absolutely huge match, and I think our new best rating for a match overall. It gets a 61, and then the bout was superb wrestling in great heat. I may even have commentary for this one. I don't know why you need to steal the mic like that. I've been perfectly happy. I was just saying I may give this over to Komani. You don't need to steal it from me. But anyway, in a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat, as you've seen in the match highlights, the Hunter brothers drew with Smoking Aces in 18 minutes when the time limit expired. It was the signs that they could go all out, and they definitely did that, bringing in a 61. Jim Hunter was the weak link and was off his game in this one. He did only bring in a 35. However, Lee Hunter brought in a 57, with Nick Riley bringing in a 54 and Charlie Sterling bringing in a 55. Creative finish was a success as well, so that is great to see, and I'm pretty sure that is our highest rated match now. I think our last one was 59, so these guys bring in an absolutely massive performance here. And to finish off the show, it's a bad way to finish the show, but with all 4 men from the tag team main event are down after a hard-fought draw, the owner Ashton Smith comes out to the stage. He says clearly something needs to be done about the fact that these teams can't seem to put each other away, and he has the perfect idea. Next time these teams meet, it won't be any normal match. Next time the titles will be hung above the ring, and you'll require some special equipment to get them down, because these 2 teams will settle this in a ladder match. Nick Riley apparently didn't do well as a road agent putting this match together, which is a shame to see, because I think it probably could have been better. 29 for the second part, where Ashton Smith actually came out to talk, so that didn't really go too well. I think we probably have knocked ourselves down a little bit with a couple of the angles that we had in this, because they didn't necessarily perform to the level that we needed them to. But let's see what the overall rating is. Do walk away with 59 still, actually, though, so that's not bad whatsoever. That's definitely up there with some of our best shows from Battle Bracket as well. So if we had sorted out these angles a bit more, and maybe a couple of these matches that we had, maybe we could have done a little bit better, but we did benefit from having a wide selection of angles, so not too bad. Do lose 2,500, which I think is slightly less than we have been losing, but does mean we're still 47 grand in the hole, teetering towards that 50. Popularity wise, we do go up in Southern England again though to 7, so making good gains right now in terms of our popularity, which obviously is going to be huge, because we need to hurtle towards that tiny and get a broadcast deal as quick as we can realistically to keep this save going. So that will signify the end of the road for Levi Muir in FWA. Has been a decent little addition for us in FWA. Brought in some decent ratings and matches for our early door stuff, but I think with the level that we're currently at, just isn't quite bringing in the level of performances that we need, so we will see him gone. I'm not going to have a specific name for them right now, because obviously I'll need to come up with all of that at some point, but we will officially make Tate Mayfair's and Will Cruz a tag team now. There's still decisions to be made, but I'm going to leave this one here actually, because I'm kind of trying to experiment with doing a couple shorter episodes rather than absolutely stacking episodes with everything. So I'm going to leave this one here. So please like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell to get notified when the next episode is available to you, and I hope to see you in it. Peace.